UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello viewers, welcome to the program Safe Life. I am Kathy Ishingi and today I am with Mr. Yesige Brian Bravo, and basically we're going to be talking about the different kind of shoes and diabetic foot. You're most welcome to the show. Please say hello to the viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much. And hi everyone out there. My name is Yesige Brian Bravo, founder and CEO of Bravo Shoes and Bravo Podiatry. Bravo shoes that deals in school footwear, and then for shoes specifically for people living with diabetes.
Well, straight up, I would like us to go through diabetic foot. Tell us what it is and how to manage.
Well, diabetic foot, most people do not understand what diabetic foot is. I myself am a foot health practitioner. I handle specifically foot. I handle this when I'm free. You know, sometimes I'm too busy. But as a brand, we chose also to deal with footwear specifically for people living with diabetes. I know there are so many people out there who are living with diabetes, but they do not know that actually they are footwear or shoes meant for people living with diabetes.
Sure. Then what kind of shoes are those? Would you like take us through the different kinds of the diabetic shoes?
Yeah. Before we get to the shoes, would like to know why diabetic shoes. I know when we talk about diabetic shoes, some people don't want to identify themselves with that. That since I'm living with diabetes, I should, why should I put on diabetic foot shoes? It shows that I am diabetic and I don't want to really live that life. Most people really live in denial, but I would like to advise our viewers that once you're diagnosed with diabetes, the first thing you are supposed to do is change your footwear. I know you may be young, 30, 35, and you still want to be, you know, fashionable, you know, put on those strong pointed shoes, to appear on weddings, to appear on parties and everything. When I talk about the young, because we are seeing that the scourge is affecting most people who are young as well. And then we need to keep our lifestyle. There are those who are born with diabetes, and we're talking about those born and those who are even getting it because of lifestyle. So in this case, we need to take care of our feet. Our feet are far from the heart, and then there are nerves down there that really are important for blood circulation and our health. So why do you have to be, to change your footwear immediately? Feet are very sensitive. Yes, the feet are the ones that actually help us to move, mobility and everything. So there's a lot of activity that happens with our feet. We have cones. There are people who are suffering cones. I know if you're watching this program, if you look at your toes or below the feet, and as I speak now, as you watch it, you can also go down on your feet and check yourself if you have cones. There are cones that are on the upper foot and the toes, and then below the foot, we call it the foot bed. There are so many people who are suffering with those cones. And these cones, when they come, and yes, if you're lucky that you're not diabetic, you may escape it. But when you're living with diabetes, and then you have these foot cones, they are the ones that become very challenging along the way. How do cones come into play? Cones come when you put on shoes. Let's talk about the tight shoes, okay? These tight shoes, sometimes they create, friction with your foot. And then when you create friction, now the skin starts fighting. So when the skin starts fighting, the friction, then it creates a cone, both the upper and on the toes. And those cones later generate into wounds and so many things that come with those cones. So the bad footwear that we have in the country across, because China, they're producing plastics, anything, the industrial materials, fake shoes, they are the ones that are causing problems to our people. Now, with cones, women suffer more in cones than men. Why? Women, women put on shoes, they change shoes all the time. Most of the shoes are not quality. And then you find that women put on closed shoes, which are pumps, commonly pumps. Everybody who is putting on shoes, what kind of shoes are you putting on? These pointed shoes are not meant for us, especially in Africa, because our feet are wider. We have the wider feet, and that are not meant, wider feet that are not meant for the pointed shoes. But you find somebody squeezing themselves in those shoes that are bringing more problems and more problems. And then it also compresses our nerves in the feet, and then people start getting numbness, tingling, others get peripheral neuropathies. So all those neuropathies come because of the damages of the nerves, and those damages are brought up by even poor footwear.
Okay, what ideal shoes would a normal person put on and a person who is diabetic? I would like you to take us through.
Okay, I'm going to be taking you through
different types that different people can wear.
Yeah. For example, I would like to show you this shoe. This is a very nice shoe. If you look at this shoe, it's hard for you to know that it's a shoe for people living with diabetes. Yeah. But this is a very comfortable shoe that is well insulated. Okay. When making this shoe, it's specially made for people with high risk foot. When you are living with diabetes, your feet becomes very high risk, easily to get wounds, blisters, damages, all that. So when you're putting on shoes, if you look at this shoe, it's a wide shoe. It's a very wide shoe. We call it a wide shoe. Very comfortable. It is cushioned. The cushioning that is meant purposely for that. Yes, I know people have looked for light shoes. Not all light shoes are healthy. So for the people living with diabetes, they have their special shoes that are meant specifically for that, both men and women. Now, I'm going to show you another shoe. This is very smart shoe. It looks ugly. These are the shoes you'll get into once you don't take care of your feet. Okay? This is a very wide shoe, very simple. It's a locker. It's called a bottom locker. Lockers is a shoe that balances you, especially when you have different foot challenges. I look at your foot and I will determine which shoe that I'm supposed to give you, depending on the level of damage that you already have. These come in to sort problem. These come in to sort already a problem that is there. And give me this as well. Yes, when we look at this, of course, it is meant like this to make sure that it is easy for somebody to handle, because people living in diabetes, sometimes they lose their sensation and they easily, their shoes, run out. So it has to be reinforced very well. So we have this as well. This is also an open shoe. I know people who are watching will say, oh, they told us we have to put in open shoes. Which kind of open shoe are you putting on? Because even some open shoes can bring you more damage, and then they create you more wounds. So these shoes are well insulated, but specifically coming in to handle wounds. Okay, we have those who have cones, we have the wounds, and we have everything. So we have the off-roading, the heel off-roading, name it, a lot, depending on one's challenges. There is where we have wounds at the heel. When we have wounds, we have the wounds at the front. I'm going to show you a shoe that you're supposed to put on when you have wounds at the front. We have wounds at the heel. We have wounds in the sides. So all those come in to solve that problem. But I say, why wait to solve your problem? Sometimes you come to us when you're ready for amputation, and the only option we'll give you is to be amputated. This is an open shoe meant for somebody who is already having swollen feet. Okay? When you talk about swollen feet, there are people who have arthritis, in those categories of holes. But somebody who has swollen feet already, swollen feet will give you this kind of shoe. Swollen feet, we have wounds, there are minor wounds, there are those which are still a little smaller. But when at times, the first shoe that I showed you, when we have to come in and have to make sure we save your limb, is where we have to give you the off-roading, the fore off-roading, the heel off-roading, and all those shoes that are meant for that purpose. Now, when you look at this shoe, it's very huge, and I think you wonder which kind of person puts on such kind of shoe.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a shoe that has saved so many people. Now I'm going to explain to you very well. This is a full pair of shoes, full pair. Okay, now when you look at this full pair, it's well okay, but when I turn this shoe, there's a difference. Okay, it's a full pair. This is the left, this is the right. Okay, if you look at how they are, their soles are not the same here. But this shoe comes in to sort a problem where somebody has got wounds at the heel. Okay, this is the heel. We call this off-roading. The heel off-roading means that their wound is at the left side. Okay, so this helps them to balance very well, but we are trying to sort the problem at the heel of the left side. Should it be on the right side as well, we also off-road the right.
Okay.
It's a very big shoe. One, most people living with diabetes, they are swollen. They have swollen feet. And having swollen feet, definitely their sizes are bigger. And it's meant in a way that they're easy to handle and they're easy to manage. As you look at this, we make sure that it's open enough and well insulated. Okay, open enough and well insulated, comfortable to make sure that there is no shock.
Well, talking about the shoes, how much would each cost?
Now,
Or maybe an estimation. Depending on
they are quite expensive. They're quite expensive because having to make them is not easy. This shoe will cost 450,000 Uganda shillings, and it saves. You may look at it as ugly. I know there are so many people.
Has a different price, or they
yes,
all
they're
have
different.
the same?
They're almost 450,000, 350,000. So this is an off-roading, heel off-roading. Can I have the full off-roading? This is a very good one for ladies. Okay, I don't want always to show this to people. I don't like it to show them, but this is a shoe that comes in also to sort your problems. Should we have been amputated and you have half foot? There are people who have half foot and they are supposed to have also a shoe that helps them move. You know, this is a half shoe, but also helps somebody who has been already amputated and has remained with a part of the foot. The front foot has been amputated and they have the behind only remaining. So this shoe also serves them. It's ugly, but guys, we need to also know that the challenge. For ladies, we do have them as well. These are ladies' shoes as well, but it's also specifically meant for that. When you're still okay, maybe you don't have those challenges, but others, when the challenges are big, we put you on the other shoes that you have seen that are ugly, but I don't say they're ugly. They will save your feet, guys. Thank you.
You definitely shouldn't be calling them ugly because you're saving somebody's life here.
Yes, when I say because of course why I'm saying this, we are encountering so many people.
Anything that is meant to be saving a life, it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yes, and why I say ugly, so many people when you say, it's ugly for me, I can't put it on. We argue with so many people and they don't want. But when I say it's ugly, take care of your life and make sure you don't get there.
Sure.
Because if you don't want it, because you feel you've moved from the other normal shoes, we call them the normal, and then you're into these shoes, means that you have to manage yourself better and make sure you take care of yourself.
Take us through the different activities that you're doing in the community.
Yeah, we've dealt with the Uganda Diabetes Association. We've had them celebrating each day of November. We handle that. We've been in different hospitals to awareness. We've handled so many people in their homes, those who have wounds and everything. We've managed to make sure that we train doctors. We've trained some of the doctors on how actually to off-road patients, because we're helping doctors to manage their patients very well. Of course, with these devices, most people would not know that we have them in this country. Most people do not know there are doctors who are up country there and do not know as well. So this, I'm also bringing in another. It will look the same, but also this comes in to solve a problem, and that problem to sort is a problem of the front. Should you have wounds at the front, the toes and everything, amputations, everything, but that at that moment happens on the left. So like as I've told you, if it happens on the right, we off-road the right. This shoe will appear on the right and this will be on the left. Should it be on the left, this is what happens. So when you look at this, the shoe is a little bit elevated. Okay, means that the foot pressure means, or your weight of the body weight is taken at the back, and then to relieve pressure from the front of your foot. And pressure, when you take off pressure from the wound or the wounds or the cones, the healing process becomes much more simpler. Yes, I would say that the doctor will save you, the doctor will manage your diabetes, the doctor will manage your hypertension. Can you please also manage your foot? Because it's very, very important that these are some of the things that we have to take care of ourselves. You help also a doctor by getting the right footwear for yourself, and then the doctor will manage your diabetes very well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, when did you start the community outreaches, and what is its main purpose?
Of course, awareness, especially for people living with diabetes. Most people do not know about this, and people are suffering each day. And I would also want to tell you that non-communicable diseases are actually on a doorstep of each and every family because of lifestyle, or because we have chosen not to get the information. The information is everywhere, but we've chosen not to do this. So we've been going different areas to train people on how to manage diabetes, on how to manage their food, on how to make sure that they take care of themselves. Because I believe even a doctor who will want to help me, I have to help myself as well first.
Sure.
Yes. And this is why we bring out such programs, to make sure that people are aware that don't suffer. Because I will tell you what inspired me to do this. You go to hospitals, you see somebody coming in a Mercedes, have the money, and then with his old mom or papa in slippers that are supposed to be taken to the bathroom. So you realize and say, yes, because they can't have footwear for them. They can't have a solution for them. Even when they can afford, they cannot have them. But I want to assure you, you can live with your diabetes. Sometimes it's hard to take away. When you can even have very good footwear, you can appear in public, you can, with your wounds and everything. As a brand, we do so many things. We're into, people living with diabetes. Give me socks, gel socks. For people who are living with diabetes, and then also for children, as a brand, we take care of children. I know so many people have been seeing me as Bravo Shoes Community Support Organization. And for your case, I would like to tell you that we are a full non-government organization. On the other part, that was born out of this, of the main brand. To support children who are vulnerable. We are handling the street connected children. We are with children who have been different, districts, going through different, those who cannot access education. We've supported many, and I know so many people have been following us on social media. Why do we do this? Is to show the world that no matter how much little you make, please support your communities. You can use a little profit as entrepreneurs to actually support communities. I want to take you through something else. I want to entice you with something else. We have socks, I know there are people who travel when you're living with diabetes, you're hypertensive.
Compression, kind of.
Not compression. These are diabetic socks, okay? They're called diabetic gel socks. Some people travel and they get swollen feet. Others, they have tingling, they have, warm feet, they have all those issues. So we have these socks that help people not to get cones, most of them, and these socks, they're called gel socks. They're specially made with gel in here. If you look at the gel, to protect your footbed, not have friction, not have all those challenges as we're putting on these shoes. These are gel socks to protect your feet down there for people living with diabetes. Whether you have wounds or no wounds, but as long as you're into that category, you're meant to do that. So there are special socks for them. They are well insulated, as you can see. It's a very well insulated. This is the insulation, and then it gives you that feeling and making sure that you don't have the cones.
And for a listener out there or somebody who is just viewing us, how much would these cost?
Yes, socks, 150,000 Uganda shillings, a pair of socks, and it has saved lives of many. I just want to tell you this. We've done great for those really who mind about their health. I know there are those who say, I'll wait until when I get wounds. We advise many, and they come and say, no, I will not put in money. Then after like 2-3 months, they come back when they are wounds. And yet you advise them that say, you can prevent with these wounds.
Okay.
Yes. What satisfies me myself is that solving a problem like this, it gives me satisfaction. I've been able to train some doctors in the country on how to manage diabetic foot, how to offload patients, especially offloading patients, managing cones, managing wounds. I am very proud of that. And I'm happy that the Diabetic Association of Uganda, they are able to really advise their patients on where to go, on what to do. So it's an achievement for me. And besides that, I've been here for 25 years. In business, and so many people look at their material possessions and achievements. I don't base on that really. I mean, those are part of life, but most importantly, as an entrepreneur, I've lived in business for many years. And so many people have failed to live in business for a long time. I've had my job for 25 years.
Wow.
My own job, so it's an achievement.
Yeah.
So I applaud myself for that I have had my own job for those years, and which is not easy, I think so, Kathy.
True.
So, yeah.
Well, with all this, I'm pretty sure there are very many challenges we face here and there. What are some of those challenges that you face?
As an entrepreneur, of course, we've faced so many challenges, post-COVID challenges. We've had a lot of challenges as COVID. In COVID, actually, we lost so many people living with diabetes. Yes, most people were died during COVID. And it's so bad, and recovery has been a challenge for us. As a brand of footwear, we've been a school footwear brand that has also faced so many challenges, and we're still even being hit so much by COVID post, because most people thought that the challenges came in COVID time, but after 2, 4, 3, 5, 6 years, actually people are realizing that COVID hit us so much. But nevertheless, we are still standing.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what is your way forward as you continue to run the different activities that you do as a brand?
As a brand, of course, most people in the country do not really appreciate quality. And for us, we're a quality brand, and we specifically says no matter the challenges we're facing, we are going to stick to quality, footwear for school. Because most people do not know, children are young. When children are young, these foot challenges you're seeing, we get them when we're young. The bad footwear we're giving to our children. In this country, we have so much bad footwear. And people don't care, and we're going to have the same problems later. If you're looking at ladies are suffering footwear challenges. These high-heeled shoes that are coming from China. Okay. Most people are suffering from canal spurs, plantar fasciitis, challenges, we're having nerve problems. All those come because of the bad footwear. People in this country do not appreciate quality, but with the time it's coming on. So as a brand that deals in quality, sometimes we have a lot of challenges convincing people that quality is very important for our own selves. Somebody waits to have a challenge, and then they will be able to think about quality. So along the way, we are faced with so many challenges of that, and because there are no regulations, people produce whatever they can, bring in whatever they can, plastics, things. They don't care about the health of people, but I want to assure you that if you can manage to have quality footwear, please.
Well, what's your appeal to the general public and to the government?
The general public, take care of your life, guys. Diabetes, hypertension are most killer diseases. We have to be very open to this. If you do not mind about your food, your food, your nutrition, when you talk about nutrition, people think it's about suffering, You don't have to make yourself suffer. Myself, I'm at the age of 46, I'm turning 47 soon in April. How did I manage to do this? I will tell you my own, culture that I set up many years ago. I take my breakfast, light breakfast, I'll eat my lunch at 3:30, and you'll not see me eat again until the following day at 11. When I say this, people think that I'm suffering, but I want to live a better life. Intermittent fasting is one of the best lifestyle you can adapt to. But if you find that your mouth always, wants to communicate with food all the time, you are bound to suffer these challenges. You get my point?
Yes,
you're bound to suffer these challenges. Well. So it's very simple. Guys, intermittent fasting has collected so many diseases, has put people back to life. You don't need to eat all the time. Somebody will say, I am diabetic, I was told to eat all the time. No, actually first thing to collect even your diabetes is to reduce the food intake. So all the time, the more you clog your stomach, the more we grow older, the more our system gets compromised. Okay, so once you do that, like as I said, you eat your breakfast. And fast breakfast doesn't mean you waking up in the morning to your table. That's wrong also. People make that mistake. When you wake up in the morning, the body gives you energy. Okay? You already have enough sugars to take you through the day. So when you get up in the morning, please, the best thing you can take warm glass of water, if you can. To me, my culture is I take coffee, black mild coffee with no sugar. So I put in my black coffee, send it into my system, and I take off. At around 11, I take my breakfast. 3:30, 4 is my lunch. From that time to the following day, there's no food in my stomach. Why? You allow your system to first digest that food that you have put in, so that you don't poison yourself. So people who like to eat every time, every now and then, you'll always have challenges. If you feel that you cannot miss dinner, if you feel you can't miss lunch, it's a big problem. And it's a scourge. Okay. So intermittent fasting is the greatest. And I will also give you something I also do. Himalaya salt. Most people don't know about Himalaya salt. I'll get my Himalaya salt, a quarter of teaspoon, put it in my warm water. It's the water that I take before I go to bed. Okay. Warm water. And the same thing, you can do it in the morning. And have less food in your stomach, guys.
Well, as we are coming to the end of the show, kindly thank your partners that
Yes.
have helped you out throughout the different activities or run whatever you've been doing in the communities and everywhere. And then you give us your location and contact in case somebody would like more information.
Thank you so much. Our partners, Uganda Diabetes Association of Uganda really is our partner. The doctors really send us people for us to advise them on the food. They are very great partners. Of course, our people that we've supported out there, they're our partners. Of course, people living with diabetes, they're our partners, and they always consult us and we give them what to do. Of course, parents who have supported Bravo Shoes as a brand, we are very, very humbled and honored being part of you, and we'll be, here to serve you again. We've been here for quite some time, and we are still going. Our location is City Center Complex, first floor, B6 on Luomo Street. They call that building former Basaja Baraba's building. That's what people know. But it is City Center Complex, first floor, B6, plot 12, Luomo Street. Thank you.
Contact, just in case
Our contact, somebody would want to contact us really, we have a landline 0414 342 333. For those who would want to go on mobile, 0707 288 071. 0707 288 071. That's our contact. Or 0706 744 644. Should you want to contact me direct, or you want to inquire about something line of school footwear and diabetes. And if you're out there and you want to do business with Bravo Shoes, you're most welcome as well. We can do business with you. We can, you can be our great agent. If you have your capital to put in, we're here to do business with you, no matter where you come from. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. It was really nice having you on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, it's been the program Safe Life. Thank you so much for staying with us throughout the show. Remember, living a safe life is your right and responsibility. I remain Kathy Ishimye. Stay blessed.